spoke to me. Hold on. Let me share. Add to stream. There we go. So I'm going to just play the trailer. This woman, she's known as the Invisible Vegan, and she put together this great documentary, which you can find on YouTube, about the African American, let me get the exact name. It's the well, while I'm playing the video, I'll pull up, so I don't want to lose. Okay, let's just go back to, oh, see? Okay. Okay, here we go. So we're going to play the trailer, and it's all about our, and when I say our, African Americans, Black people's thoughts about meats, foods, vegetarianism, and the like. So let's just listen to the trailer.
The modern day slave doesn't know that it is a slave.
The food be like medicine, medicine be like food.
The government encouraging people to eat foods that it knew would make them sick because of the lobbying efforts of the industry. And that's really reprehensible.
I grew up in DC eating the standard American diet. I initially identified veganism as the right thing. It was because I didn't know my history. All I knew was we turned scraps into soul food, and I thought that was our only culinary legacy.
Fried fish, fried pork chops, fried chicken.
It becomes soul specifically assigned to Black people because in the 60s, Black nationalists wanted to make the argument that Black people had culture. We have culture in our language, we have culture in our clothing, we have culture in our food.
Chitlins and chicken wings and oxtail and ox tongue and pig feet. Those were the things that were thrown away that master didn't eat. Those were the scraps that were scavenged up by certain slaves.
They made do with what they had, but the fact is that we are no longer on the plantation.
It's all love, all love, all love.
Something a lot of people think about Black folks' history in this country, it always like starts with slavery, right? But it really goes back farther than that to the continent of Africa. People were growing food, cultivating the land.
They had crops, they had dirt, and they had seeds. So I can only imagine that most of our diet was always plant-based. When you look at traditional West African diets, they are diets that are low in fat.
The World Health Organization finally admitted that meat was the leading cause of cancer. Kaiser Permanente is finally endorsing a plant-based diet for optimum health. So eating fresh, healthy crops is a part of our legacy, and it's a part that we should start embracing.
So with that being said, I really want everyone to check out the video called, and I want to get the exact name as they have it on YouTube because it's listed different on YouTube. Her name is The Invisible Vegan, but the documentary is exploring unhealthy dietary patterns in the African American community. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I'm not going to preach to you on what type of diet you should have, but what I think is key about this documentary and what really stuck out to me, and first of all, it's free. The fact that you can find it on YouTube for free is the fact that we did take such pride. If your family's from the South, you did take a lot of pride of what our ancestors were able to do with the scraps that were left for them to feed their families. And that has become such a badge of honor, but also understanding that we suffer from strokes, heart disease, and cancer in significantly greater numbers than our counterparts. It absolutely needs to be addressed. Now, I'm going to also include, I did a video about some of the dangers of living a vegetarian and plant-based lifestyle. Without having adequate information, I would never want anyone just to jump into that lifestyle. There are certain things that you must know. There are certain deficiencies that can happen by going strict plant-based. and we need to just supplement those. And so as someone who does cleanses, I'm pescatarian, but I do cleanses multiple times a year where I just eat fruits and vegetables. I do know it is imperative. It is key. I cannot do that without taking certain supplements. I'll also include my video that I did for must have supplements for women 40 plus, especially if you're going to, try to do plant-based. But it's something to think about, because we don't have to feel guilty about not wanting to continue to eat the scraps that were left on the table for us. We don't have to feel guilty about that. We can look at other ways. And a lot of us are looking at other ways. And hence why people like Tabitha Brown have become super duper duper important in our community. And that's another gift that I gave out this year, her vegan cookbook. And it's not to say that, anyone has to go vegan or vegetarian tomorrow, but find ways to start supplementing, because the sodium, the sugars, and things like that we're consuming, we have to do better. Just like we have to do better financially, we have to do better with our health.